What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
Yay!
Today I've got something that's going into the truck that used to be not all that important, but given how people drive these days, I think it's a necessity now. That's right, we're doing a dash cam. And because I am all about clean OEM integrated installs, we got the Wolfbox. This has a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. I also got their hardwire kit, and inside this bag here is an OEM mount to fully replace the mirror that's in the Raptor right now. Now this does come with an option for you to mount it to your current mirror with like these rubber band straps that kind of go around on the backside. But once I saw they made a bracket for the F-150, I had to do it that way. It's gonna be a much cleaner install. All right, let's head outside and we'll get started. What's up, guys? It's a new day. I realized yesterday once I got started and I got out here, it was kind of late in the day, and honestly, I was pretty dang tired. So it is Sunday, we're gonna go ahead and get this done. I went for a nice little about 2-mile run earlier, so that was cool. Had some brunch, and now we're home taking the Raptor apart. And it's really, really sunny and hot out here. So what I've done already is I went ahead and removed the fuse box cover, which is here. Then I just went ahead and removed the whole kick panel, which comes right out. And as you can see, the sill plate and the weather stripping is all off as well. I only wanted to pull this part of the weather stripping off, and then it all just kind of came off. It's pretty easy to take off and put back on. So I threw that in the garage and we just took the whole thing off for now. So up under here is the fuse panel that we're going to tap into with 2 different fuses, a constant and an auxiliary power. And then there's also a ground wire we have to ground out, which I believe this is going to be our ground right here. This looks pretty good. Even though the nut is painted, it looks like this is a ground wire. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research beforehand, but I think that will be okay. I have seen some people use that one up there, but that's holding a module in, and I can't tell for sure if there's any metal behind it. I mean, I'm sure there is. It's a stud coming off of the firewall, but this to me looks like it's a ground. So I think that's what we're gonna go with. I don't know what this is, but I just found that in the dash. Weird. All right, so if I grabbed the correct fuse holders, I think these are right. So it did come with 2. Again, one for constant, one for auxiliary. And they're gonna go right in here. And luckily enough, there is a fuse diagram in the owner's manual. So we just have to flip to the passenger compartment fuse panel. And I think when I was looking yesterday, I was going to use number 16, which is a 15 amp, which is the tailgate release, because that should be constant. You can open the tailgate with the fob and with the button while the truck is locked and not started. So that one should be constant. And then I want to say for the ignition, I was just going to use this one, 5 amp, number 18, ignition switch and passive entry, start, stop. That should be good for auxiliary. But of course, beforehand, we'll go ahead and just plug these in and we'll test it before we finalize anything. Hey guys, all right, so we got the ground hooked up to here, that's bolted in, and we've got both of the ADA circuits in place there. I did end up using the tailgate release for the constant power, and I ended up using number 23 for the accessory up top there, which is power driven rear glass, driver's side window, moon roof, all of that. So that should only be accessory, so I think that will be okay. Now, we're gonna go ahead and plug this in, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, so far, nada. I don't know if that's supposed to be normal or not. Oh, I lied. It's making a noise. Okay, rear camera. Yep, it's not. Oh, it's touchscreen. That's neat. Okay, so this is on. However, it is supposed to be always on, but I know it goes off after a certain amount of time. Let me hit my key, see if that does anything different. All right, so now this is on. Let me go ahead and turn the key off, and let's go ahead and see if this thing goes to sleep. Okay, so it looks like it did go to sleep when I turned the keys off. This is asleep. Okay, I think we're good. Obviously the ground is fine because this wouldn't have powered on if the ground was not good. And I think both of these are good as well. Next thing we have to do is pop off these 4 things here, and I'll show you how to mount the OEM style mirror mount that is gonna go on this. All right, so here we've got the bracket and the OEM style arm. You can see this is a very, very nice piece, very solid. What we're gonna do here is remove these because these are what hold the rubber band on. And to do that, you're just gonna peel off this little cover, and we're gonna take off this tiny Phillips head screw. So you do need a little screwdriver. And get all 4 of these out, and then we'll go ahead and mount the backing plate to it, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, we've got all of them out. You can see there. Then this bracket slides into place, and then we're gonna go ahead and screw in this bracket. After that, we'll go ahead and do this one. All right, the first bracket is installed. You're gonna reuse the screws that you took out of here to install this bracket. You do need a very small screwdriver though, because this hole is quite small and I couldn't get in my other screwdriver, which is right there. That wouldn't fit in that hole. Next, this is gonna go on, and they've supplied screws that I'm gonna use for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, now you can see the fully assembled product. Also, this arm is really, really nice. Like, it takes a little bit of force to move it. So once it's in place up there, it'll be really good. Hopefully it's not gonna shake around or anything. I think it's gonna be really, really nice and sturdy once it's up there. Now to get off the OEM mirror, there is a Torx right in there. I can't really get a good light on it, but there's a Torx, and then the mirror will just slide right off. You do need to make sure you unplug that plug right there though before taking it down. And then on the new one, we've got a similar set screw, except it's a Phillips. And then of course in the back here, there's no plug. What I'm gonna try to do is tuck that wiring up into this plastic panel. That's the goal. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and get the mirror off, and I'll see if I can pop this panel down as well. OEM mirror's off. That took all of 20 seconds. That's pretty easy. Now, let's go ahead and see if I can drop this panel down so I can hide the wiring up in it. All right, we got that down. This is just held in with some clips. It's the best thing about working on cars. You just kind of do stuff, and if it works, and you hope that you don't break anything. And in this case, hey, we're good to go. So what I'm gonna do is unclip this wire, and we're gonna go ahead and send it just up into the headliner, tuck it up in there so it's hidden and it is out of the way. Then we have to go ahead and run the USB-C. It's gonna go to the mirror. This shouldn't be too bad. I think we're gonna end up going up here, the pillar, probably over underneath of this, and then up into the headliner, and then drop it down over here. The hard part, which really honestly isn't going to be a hard part, is going to be the rear camera. That's going to go like right around here. I'll show you guys when we get back there. And then we just have to run that wire. We can either go up through the headliner, or we can drop it down and bring it down the side here. So we'll see how I'm feeling once we get back there. Okay, you guys, I have done a terrible job at filming this. I showed you the fuses, I showed you the ground. I went ahead, got the weather stripping back in, sill plate back in. All the wires are ran. There is a GPS antenna right here. And what I did for that, I ran the wire up, and I literally just tucked it up in here, facing upward towards the sky. You can see here, this is the rear camera, this is the power, and then I was able to put them up through this little slot that's right here in this plastic piece. I got the plastic piece back on there. Everything looks good. I do need to get my fingerprints off there now, but everything in here is put back together. Fuse panel's back on, everything is back in. And here I did zip tie the module that came off of the power cables that went up. It was like a little box. I zip tied that here to an OEM harness. I zip tied down here, and then down here there's a really big channel, and I ran the rear camera wire through that. Now speaking of the rear camera wire, it's right here. I really don't love the brackets that came with this. I did try to put it over on the side right there, and while it did stick in place, I could have put it there, but I don't like that it was off center. I should have showed you guys on the mirror, but with this on obviously not being centered in the middle of the back window, the image is going to be slightly off because this bracket is stationary. So you put it on there and it's going to face whatever way the bracket's facing, right? So I'm going to go online and see if there's any other brackets I can get that will somehow mount in the middle. I saw some brackets that mount to the headliner, but the headliner is too high. If you can see that, there's way too much of a gap there. I don't know how much it can hang down. I did try to put it down here. There really wasn't any place down there either. So I'm going to leave the rear view camera unplugged for right now. I'm gonna do some research tonight and tomorrow, see if I can find a different bracket for this, and we'll go ahead and get this mounted. I did at least want to get the wiring in and ran. That way I could go ahead and finish up all the wiring up here, and I didn't have to take that down again. Now I also did put the set screw in, so this is in there. This is good to go. And I think as a last little finishing piece, I may use some of the OEM fabric tape I have to just go ahead and tape those wires up just to make them look a little bit cleaner. All right guys, new day. The bracket showed up that I ordered. Let's take a look at it. I got everything wrapped up already. So right there is the bracket I ordered. It didn't quite go as planned. I wanted to get it up behind the headliner, but when I tried to do that, I heard a little bit of a crack. This is just like 3D printed, so I was a little worried. So what I did was I cut a small slit in the headliner itself, put it up in there, and we're good to go. I don't hate it. If down the road I want to do something different, I'll do something different, but for now, I'm a fan. I like how it turned out. And then of course the wiring, I ran up into the headliner, up over to here, down here, through the sill, and then up here is where I stopped the wiring before. So I just went ahead and finished it up, ran all the wiring through it. Up there, you can't see any of the wiring. It's all nice and tucked up into the headliner, and that is that. I'm gonna grab my key real quick and show you guys what it looks like on. So accessory on, this thing should pop on any second. All right, so obviously that's the review. Now I do have a defrost line just in the bottom of that, but I don't think it bothers me. I'm gonna see how it is when it's driving. But as you can see, this thing is nice and centered. I mean, just eyeing it up, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's perfect. And now let me show you what I was talking about with this being at a weird angle. So if we swipe over, you've got the front. So rear view, if we swipe over, we've got the front view. So you can see the front is pretty much centered, pretty much lined up. It's hard to get exact because the camera is over on this side. It's not like right in the center of it, it's over here. But if I leave the mirror at this angle right here, I can get a pretty good front shot, a little bit of the sides right over the fenders, and then of course the rear as well. Hopefully you can see this okay and there's not too much reflection in the camera. So this is gonna be the Wolfbox G900 Pro model. I'll link it down below just if you guys wanna check it out. I'm not sponsored, affiliated, anything like that, but if you wanna grab this for yourself, I'll link it just to make it easy. All right guys, I'm going back inside. It's dinner time and I'm sweaty and I need a shower. And I'm currently editing the video for the carbon fiber parts that I installed. So I've gotta get that finished so I can get that video out. And then I've got like 2 or 3 more videos that I need to edit and get out as well. Hopefully this video is beneficial. I didn't show you the last part of this with running the wiring because honestly, I didn't really have to. You just want to tuck it in and just use like a plastic trim removal tool and just kind of get it up in there. Or if you want to use your finger, you can put your finger up in there as well. You just want to get it over the lip of the headliner. That way it stays in place and doesn't fall back down. If you guys have any questions or anything, of course, drop them down below. Let me know if you have a dash cam as well and what model you have, and I'll check it out. Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop in here real quick and show you a new bracket that I installed. That is what it looks like there. So that was a 3D printed bracket I got off of Etsy. I think it was Etsy, I'm pretty sure. Somebody made it. They do have the file, I think, on there as well. But you can buy it. I think you can buy the file, you can do it yourself, whatever. But it's really nice. Provides a very clear field of view. And I'll drop in a little clip right here, I guess, on what I mean by clear field of view. The other day, I left work, I put my lunchbox on the bed of the truck, got Archer into the truck because he goes to work with me, completely forgot about my lunchbox, don't even know how that happened, got all the way home and realized, oh crap, I don't have my lunchbox. Normally, not a big deal, however, my wallet was in there. I've got a lot of IDs, a lot of cards, everything was in there, so I had to hurry up, get back out there. But before I did that, I checked the dash cam and I saw exactly where it fell off. So I went back to look for it. Long story short, I didn't find it, someone else did. They hit me up on Facebook and we got the lunchbox back. All right, I got pizza coming. Let's go ahead and end this. If you guys have any questions or anything, of course, drop them down below. Let me know if you have a dash cam as well and what model you have, and I'll check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all the normal stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.